Hey, Pusnet, new little video. This one, I just did a project where I kind of retook the toolbox that I had because one of my battery was functioning comme ci comme ça, and I did kind of another side project with it. And a lot of people, there's some videos on those blackout box. But in many videos that I see there, all they have is like double A's batteries and a lot of other stuff. But I never really seen a little battery like this, which I don't quite understand because it's very convenient. So I wanted to show, because I repurposed this battery for this system now, and it came out nice. So hopefully it'll give people ideas. So here's the system. Basically, in this, I got a 12-volt battery, and it's a 12 amp hour battery. And so AGM, so you don't need to be worried about any gas leaking and stuff. It's about maybe 5 pounds on weight-wise, just like by testing like that. And then in this kit, what I got, and the other one part is missing. So a lot of people use flashlights, which is a good thing, but I've never really seen people kind of put in their kits those LED rolls, and I'll have a picture right over here. And this is what I ordered. So this works with 12 volts. So that means like with a system that you can hook it up, that means you could feed a whole roll of this, and basically almost your whole house or apartment, or a big section anyway of it, could receive a lot of lighting because of LED. And you could repurpose them, so if you want a little bit higher up or longer, or like if you want to know, like for example, people go to the washroom and they need to know where the washroom is, a little bit like when you're in the airplane, a row of lights to know exactly where things are. And they don't consume that much electricity. So this is why I'm going to be putting is a little roll of LED like that inside this kit. The other portion of it is communication. And initially I was going to put a Baofeng. There's kind of like two philosophy into it. If you're not an amateur radio and you won't be really talking to it, sure, I mean, it would be good to have a radio still, you know, if you need to call help and stuff. But for that, if you go with like a little radio like this and you have two of them, I mean, it would fit pretty good with this. You won't have as much range, that's for sure, but you could, and also some of them are USB chargeable. Now those are old ones, but you could talk with somebody closer to you. And with the Hamron channel 3 kind of system, that means you could still reach people. But in most situation, you'll be mostly listen than talking. So why this one versus this one? So this one has some scanning capacity, and what you see here is basically instead of a battery, it's a 12 volt pack. And so basically you plug this in a 12 volt receptors and it replaced the battery for it. But instead, what I went with for this kit is a Radio Shack old scanner, and you can find those on eBay for about $20 and $30. So then what's the difference? Might as well have a brand new radio, you would say. But there's a few function with this versus the radio that I prefer having that. First of all, a lot of people that will use this kind of kit may not be amateur radio, so they may not remember which frequency is what and things like that. On this one here, there's orange button that you can see on the top here, and they have already predetermined in the radio range that they'll scan. And so for example, if you scan this one here, which is the weather, they'll go to the 7 weather channels that are already predetermined. So basically you press that, he'll scan, and whatever one they catch will stop on it, and you'll be able to listen to the weather. On the other one here is police and fire trucks, so usually they use a certain range of frequency. So it'll scan right there. If you're near water like I am, you can listen to the Maritimes, which is right on this one. And what I did is put the frequencies of the GFRS radios, because this is what mostly people would be used, and so then now you can scan that. But the advantage of the scanning function of this versus the little radios like this is that it scans much faster. And so this, let's say it scanned 10 channel a minute or something, this could maybe be scanning 50 channel a minute, because that's their purpose. That's the purpose of scanning. They scan really, really quick. And so that means that if somebody used the radio for 5 seconds, if you have a slower time of scanning, you may not be catching that transmission, versus with this you will be catching it up. So another advantage of this radio here is that you can use it straight with that battery by using a system a little bit like this, but this is a 9-volt, but they're pretty easy to find in place like auto hardware and Walmart and things like that. So you find a 9-volt adapter for that from a 12-volt, and so basically it'll bring down the electricity from 12 to 9 volts. And so now that means I can listen to the radio straight from my battery. Or one advantage of this radio too is that if I put rechargeable batteries here, I can recharge it straight from the radio. So then I don't even need a I don't even need or a battery charger, because the radio is a battery charger. So that's one advantage of having this radio. It's a little bit cumbersome, a little bit big, but again, because it's not really made to be portable and things like that, can have an advantage. It's a little bit more rugged. There's not many buttons. So because one time, like for example, this one is a little bit more a new one. That's my new scanner. There's more program and more functions and stuff, and it becomes a little bit harder if you don't use it pretty frequently. This is pretty much point and use. That's a little bit to use. So on the other hand here, what I got is a female receptor for cigarette lighter, and then I got the male part here, which has the USB. So that means now with this configuration like this, I can charge regular phones and things like that. And so that means like from the battery I can charge it directly. And what I put at the end here is what we call Anderson connector. The beauty with those connectors is just like this has a female and a male part, this has none of that stuff. And so that means like any connection that have those on can go on. The only advantage is that I just have to make sure, for example, for polarity, that I just go color by color. So red by red, black with black, and that's all I have to do to make my system safe. And so what I attach here is two systems like this. And so now by attaching red with red and black with black, just as easy as this, is I have a system that works. And basically now all I have to do is collect this, and I'm straight taking electricity from the battery. And you see it's pretty safe, so even if you have kids and stuff, it would be even easy to teach them how to use that system. So you don't need like to build anything or be kind of worry about that. So that's one of the safety of using Anderson poles. And then what I did is I attach on the same kind of in a double system, I attach a Norco adapter, and now I can use a system that basically, this is why I love the Norco, is because they come with different cables, and so it's a clip. You just clip it and you can charge your battery and maintain it with that too. So they're pretty cheap to come. I think they're like $20, $30, depending where you buy them. And like I said, they come with different adapters like this. This one I modify it so it could go to this battery, but a lot of them comes with rings or for different batteries like this. So you don't need to play too much with electricity if you're not very efficient with that. And the advantage of this now is, like, as I can leave it this way, all I have to do is plug it in, charge the battery, and when I need it, I just unplug the battery, and now I have a battery that is fully functional all the time, fully top and stuff. And so in the battery, I think cost me like $60. So you got a pretty big reserve of battery for something that is pretty compact, portable, and actually it could be portable too. It would be heavy a little bit on a bug out bag, but mobile, I can see that bringing it up. So if you go to another house, or you have to leave your place that you're staying, it would be a good and you would have a lot of electricity stuck in there. Add a solar panel, and now you pretty much have like a bigger bank and stuff, which is safe. And lead acid doesn't require a lot of maintenance and stuff. They're heavier, but you don't need as much maintenance than other batteries, and they're less finicky than certain chemistries and stuff. So anyway, little idea that hopefully people will like. And with an antenna like this that I got like on eBay for $7, an attachment, basically now you have a whole system that you can listen to weather, listen to communication, charge your phone, lights, when you put the roll of lights there. So with one thing for blackout, and you can put it, there's even more space again for other stuff there too. I could put the charger with that, so it becomes a one unit, very portable. But anyway, I wanted to give my twists on the blackout kit, as I see a lot of people do their videos recently on that. And yeah, talk to you soon.